It reached its hands down into my chest and started squeezing my lungs. I couldn't breathe. It was squeezing the life right out of me.
Hey, spooky siblings. Monsters are real. Ghosts are real too. They live inside us.
Hey, spooky siblings. Welcome to Wicked Wednesdays, here on Left on Red. Today, Polty and I will share a creepypasta tale by the one and only CreepyGeeksta, who has been featured on our channel twice already.
For he's a scary good writer, he's a scary good writer, for he's a scary good writer. And so say Polty and Red.
Let's get started. I would like to share with you an experience I had about 10 years ago, give or take. I learned several years after this incident what happened to me is what doctors call sleep paralysis. I say they're full of crap. It really happened. I do not use drugs, well, outside of caffeine and nicotine. I do not drink alcohol of any sort, so this was not a hallucination caused by either of the two. Nor do I have any mental issues that I know of. Let's make that clear. Going back about a year before this incident, I was really into ghost hunting shows. I watched and recorded any and every show I would find that was about a team of ghost hunters investigating haunted places. Some were really good, and others just sucked. No disrespect. I remember watching an episode of, the name doesn't matter, but I remember watching the show where the lead hunter guy is a muscle-bound jerk who doesn't like bullies, but in turn is one himself. He orders his crew around like he owns them, and they follow him blindly like sheep. I think you know the one. It's a good show. At least it used to be.
Oh yeah, Dr. Phil. Handsome, suave, debonair, bald, muscle-bound.
Wait, what? No, honey. I don't think that's the show he's referring to. Anyways, they were investigating a bar owned by an old country singer located in one of the southern states who wrote a semi-popular song about a girl. Everyone in the paranormal community says this place is truly haunted. They were down in the basement, I think. It's been a while since I watched it, and to this day, it is the only episode of that show I will never watch again. They were talking with some guy about what goes on there when up in the left top corner of the screen there appeared a shadow figure wearing a cowboy hat standing in the doorway. At this time in the show, they stopped the film and pointed out that when they were actually down there, they did not see this figure and only discovered it when reviewing the footage. I was naive back then and did not really know much about paranormal. I figured it's a TV show. What harm could it really do? Boy, was I wrong. I now know that ghosts, entities, or whatever you want to call them, can follow you home from places and are made up of energy and can travel through any energy source they want. And this one did. Now that I've given you the backstory, let's proceed with the reason I'm actually writing this. Many years before this incident, an old friend of mine, back when I was 11 or 12, who I met through playing baseball on the same team, he had recently bought a house and was looking for someone to just give his old mobile home to, which is where this incident happened. He called me up and made an offer I couldn't refuse. A free trailer, just pay lot rent? Oh yeah, I'll take it. The trailer was old and needed work, but it was a good deal. I moved in, did some minor repairs, and in a couple of weeks, I invited my father and stepmother over for dinner. My stepmother is what she calls an old soul. She can sense when things are not right with the universe. She took one look at the place and said, "There's bad juju here. I don't like it." Every time she came to visit, she was nervous. She wouldn't sit still, always looking down the hallway. She eventually stopped coming. She said it was too thick for her. Whatever that meant, I just thought she was nuts. I know now, she wasn't. I lived there for many years, had some strange things happen. Seeing apparitions out of the corner of my eye, voices, cold breezes, etc. I just chalked it up to bad lighting, outside noises, installation issues. Some rational explanation until that night. The night that changed my whole belief system forever. That night, I will never forget. I was in bed, asleep. When I woke up, I noticed a black figure standing in the doorway of my bedroom. The hallway light was on. I always leave it on. The light from behind the figure showed it had a head, 2 arms, and 2 legs, but no eyes. It was just standing there. I blinked a couple times to make sure I was seeing what I was seeing, and sure enough, I was. Only this time, when I looked at it, it was wearing a cowboy hat. The moment I realized that, I physically saw it jump from the standing position in the doorway over the top of the bed and land on top of me. My body became stiff, unable to move. Out of my peripheral vision, I could see my wife lying next to me. I tried to scream, but nothing came out. I saw the figure sitting on top of me. It reached its hands down into my chest and started squeezing my lungs. I couldn't breathe. It was squeezing the life right out of me. There I was, gasping for air, paralyzed and unable to make a sound. Just when I thought I was about to die, a series of intensely bright white lights started flashing all around the room, like a strobe light on steroids. I closed my eyes to shield them from the lights. It was that bright. All of a sudden, my body jerked a couple of times like a convulsion, and then stopped. I opened my eyes and it was gone. I was able to breathe again. I laid there, heavy breathing for a good 20 minutes, too scared to move. When I finally got the nerve to try, I slowly moved my right hand over to my nightstand. Still shaking from fear, I grabbed my phone to check the time. The time was 3:48, the witching hour. Needless to say, I did not go back to sleep that night. I cautiously got out of bed so not to wake up my wife and turned on every light in the house. Every single one, including all the bedroom lights. How my wife stayed sleeping, I don't know, but thankfully she did. The next day, I asked my wife if she had seen or heard anything strange the night before. She said no, and I left it at that. I didn't tell her what had happened, and I still haven't. She probably wouldn't believe me anyway. My wife and I stayed at the trailer for about 2 more months after that. When we got the opportunity to rent an actual house, we took it. We packed all our things and moved out. On our last day ever at the trailer, my wife had left the vacuum cleaner in the back bedroom, where this experience happened. She said if I would go get the said vacuum, and I agreed. Upon entering the room, a weird sense of dread fell over me, and something inside of me told me I needed to get out of there quick. I grabbed the vacuum, ran down the hallway, and out the front door as fast as I could, slamming the door behind me. I then turned around and yelled, "You want this place? You can have it." And then I was gone.
Oh, how I wish our humans would say that. But no, they just continue burning boatloads of sage.
And that was Wicked Wednesday. My name is Red, and this is Left on Red. If you like this video, don't forget to like and subscribe, and press the bell notification button so that you get notified every time Polty and I upload a new video. Until next time.